But when you're looking on the other side, it just feels like the entire game to me for Weibo is going to be about that top side of the map, about pushing lanes here in mid, in top, getting Weiwei involved early with these invades, trying to create a really big lead because Bel'Veth is absolutely feast or famine.
And honestly,
for Weibo just yet.
Level 1 could get spicy and get spicy quick. The Shy's going to be found there with the ward in the brush. Now Weiwei and Xiaohu need to try to get out of here. Flame Spitter from the Shy, just buying a little bit of extra time for his teammates to continue the long way home. But the flash Q3 and the Shy's in trouble. He drops down the Ignite, but what's it going to do? On continues the chase as the Shy flashes out. He may be able to survive here. On going to continue after him. The Shy, he doesn't die, but his lane's in a real bad spot.
I mean, this is an absolute disaster. You're playing.
A step out of the vision there real quick, so Weibo should know what's going on.
I really want to see if Bin can actually hold that wave off the turret, though, because he TP'd back and the Shy had no buy.
Immediate flash engage coming out from On as Crisp is forced to flash away. He's nearly killed, but he keeps himself alive just a little bit longer. It's first blood. Back over to the rail as BLG are on the board.
Nicely done. Beautiful flash engage there from On. Shun with the follow-up, but they can't quite turn it around. Chris couldn't get away. When you're threatening those Barons and they have to engage into you.
And that's where I do get a little bit worried because Yagao has a lot of control in his back pocket for that, but Weiwei hovering. Shun is available.
Yeah, Shun recalling nearby, but Weiwei's going to dash forward. As you can see, Shun now coming in to reinforce Bin, but he's burning up the equalizer over the top, and the Shy picks up the kill.
Nicely done by Weibo. Bin waited way too long. He wanted to try to bait this play out. I think he overestimated how much damage he could take. And that late flash really means he gets punished. Now the entire tower is likely to fall. On's trying to come here to reinforce.
Man, Aatrox can be deceptively tanky, but a drain
towards something like a Hexdrinker. When you're against a lane bully like Rumble, you want to rush towards it, but there's an AD carry, you know, jungler style here.
Weiwei gonna be engaged on here as Shun goes in. The Vi ulti leads the charge, but now in the back line, they're still keeping him alive. Weiwei getting away. He makes his way to the blast cone, and Weiwei survives the counterattack. Where's it at from Weibo? They're not gonna get anything back for it, but the fact that there's no kills for BLG was huge. Now Xiaohu's coming in looking to lock down Yagao. He tries to get away. Skin of the weekend gonna work. The Shy flashes over, and he burns them all up. A double kill back to the top laner from Weibo. These guys came to fight.
Scatter the week isn't gonna work on the Shy, the Giga Chat top laner. See, he's feeling good about that one.
Oh, it's going again. It's going again.
We're not done. Bin falls in the 1v1. The Shy, despite a disastrous level 1. Isaac, you said it at the start of this game. It's as bad as it could have been without giving up a kill. And the Shy is now 4-0. I mean, it's already a 3,500 gold advantage for the side of Weibo. The Drakes are tied. Weiwei's working on the second Rift Herald of the game here. As soon as it spawns, Weibo's going to be taking that as the Shy just picks up another one. This man is on a mission today.
Yeah, on to off real quick. The Shy finds him. And it's just nice positioning there, right? You can see, hey, look, we are trading that Rift Herald on top side. Let's get the vision. It's your standard play for the support, but not in the jungle. And then not having a top laner.
Pop Blossom lands. They tie him up in the Tangle Barbs, and Weiwei's ready to bring him down. Alley-oop. The kill goes over to Light, and now the push comes through. These guys are ready to absolutely wreck this top side. Beautiful plays coming out from Weibo.
This game is getting out of control. Weibo are stomping them. Are in an incredible position, and what a shocking start to this game is now the Shy's 3,000 gold ahead. He's got Equalizer. I don't know if you even want it.
Yeah, this is tough, man. I don't even think you win these 2v1s. He's going to go ahead, drop the Equalizer to zone Yagao away, turns on the Flame Spitter as Shun goes in for the ulti. They try to wombo combo him down, and the shutdown goes over to Yagao. But what about the counterpunch? The TP comes in from Xiaohu, but they disengage in time. Shun and Yagao picking up a critical shutdown there onto the Shy, but man, he still put so much damage down while they did it. On it, so many of Weibo's, or not Weibo's, excuse me, BLG's wins feel like they come out of big performances from Bin, but he's just locked out of the game this time as the Equalizer lands on Yagao. Weiwei's not going to close the gap in time to make anything else happen, but they force their opponents back. It's Weibo using the Herald here in the bottom lane to force down that tier 1 turret. On gets thrown up in the air, the Pop Blossom's ready to make sure it gets done, and Xiaohu picks up his first kill of the game. 7-2 here, 18.5 minutes in.
You play with fire, you're gonna get burned, and On learns it once again as they get that charge off, and Weibo will back it out. But it is Shun on that top side, the split pushing Vi taking down a top tower.
Yeah.
Man is on a mission to get some gold back, but this is looking terrible for BLG.
Here, look, if your top laner doesn't have a Divine Thunder, you might as well bring it yourself up to that top lane. So at least getting the Sheen procs on the tower gets something, but you've already got push. You get to fall back. Dragon in 30 seconds.
Can't do anything.
Yeah. Sean thought he was going to wrap around, maybe look for some sort of a pincer attack, but there's nothing to be found. The Shy's left alone here in the bottom lane. He will pick up the tier 2 turret down there.
They're just going to start it. They're not going to give Elk the time to heal up.
All right, BLG are going to have to try to stand and stop this. Ulti flies out from Aphelios, but the Moonlight Vigil will not connect on anybody, so Weibo's just going to walk this one back away. They're not so far ahead, they can just hard force Baron, so they don't want to throw the game. Shun now in danger, knocked up into the air, equalizer over the top. Shun is down, and Weiwei's the one to put him there. Now can they find any more? No, but with the enemy jungler out, with both enemy bot lane players critically injured, the Baron should be the call once again.
And that's exactly how Weibo want to try and play this. Draw BLG, try and tease them a little so they want to get into the pit, try and get into the river, and as you get BLG coming through, they pull off, they immediately attack the people from BLG who are overextended, and that gain also allowed them to set up that vision as they work their way through here.
And you can see that Chaho was pushing out top wave, but now he's going to move over towards mid because they're nervous about
there
a pick,
it
but
is.
the equalizers are insane.
Elk having to pop the ulti here with the very start, now flashing away to survive, and Light goes in aggressively to take out the enemy AD carry. On's gonna get burned up next as Xiao Hu pops the Pop Blossom defensively, and Ben's health bar's gonna drop next. The Shy leads the charge, and Shun heads right back into the base. Only he and Yagal still stand as Weibo pick up 3 for free.
Weibo are absolutely unleashed today, crushing through BLG, giving him no room to breathe at any turn. They're looking for more.
Weiwei with the flash engage, the knockup on Yagao, and the Shy gets him with the Flame Spitter to finish the job. Shun's back underneath those Nexus turrets. They still have the entire rest of the team dead, only On just now respawning as the bottom lane inhibitor turret is broken. The inhibitor now under pressure as the same story gets told mid. Weibo still have their push going strong. Xiao Hu has
You're in a great spot, and not going to find Bin yet.
Yeah, Ben's going to be in some trouble here. The Shy has backup from Crisp. The Maul's going to keep Ben alive for an extra second, but as soon as that Flame Spitter comes back up, Xiao Hu makes his rotation over. The Shy popping the stasis just to make sure. It got a little bit dicey there for a second, but they still get the job done.
That is fair. He is 0-5, and the other side is 7-1 in favor of BLG. Weibo have taken down teams like JDG. They are monsters, and they want to finish this.
TP is coming in as Shun tries to engage on Xiao Hu. It immediately goes golden to get himself away. Flashing right back out of the scan of the week as now Weiwei's coming in from the side. A lot of damage back onto Shun, and he's going to die to Xiao Hu. Light now free firing back onto On, who engages without support from the rest of the team. Weiwei's going to do the same, but Weiwei is fed, and BLG's dead. Ben can't get out. Light's gonna put him in the ground. Weiwei jumps in over the wall. Elk is the last man standing, but he's Xayah without an ulti. It's gonna be a hard job to get away from this when he tries to do it, but Weiwei's got a lot of damage resistance. Weibo, get it done. Game number 1. It's a stomp here in the semifinals, and they're gonna start this series off strong.
Weibo want to tell a different story here today, taking down BLG in style and making sure that everyone needs to take notice of the LPL 4th seed.
What a birthday present to himself from the comp functions. It's kind of similar to last game for Weibo, right? Because they don't really have any real hard engage. You throw out the Malco ultimate, but that's about it. And the engage tools are much more plentiful on the BLG side, but can they actually keep up in the early game to really make use of them?
Exactly, and my eyes are all focused on this bottom lane like you were talking about earlier, Azale. These 4 champions down here. Let's see if Weiwei gets it done. The signature Weiwei play. Maokai into the bottom lane at level 3. On's going to take the damage here at the start, but the problem is Crisp is already down to 150 HP. Elk and On doing a great job putting focus in the 2v2 before the 3rd man arrives to make it so the play has to fizzle.
Yeah, Chris stepped up so early and took so much damage from the BLG bot lane. The Shy should live, but we'll see.
The Shy just got solo killed for first blood. Ben will die to the turret afterwards, but the Jax is ready to go.
The thing is, though, he just TP'd back, so the Shy will get to match the base.
Outside to help him out with this. Let's see, Weiwei and the Shy, how are they going to get it done? The Shy's going to take the aggro here at the start with the World Ender. Counter strikes back up. Ben survives for the time being, but now Xiao Hu's coming through. Ben falls, and the Shy gets the money. The turret's not going to find any sort of a target afterwards, but Yagal's coming up from the river. World Ender's about to end, but they cannot close the gap in time, so Weibo get the kill.
But, I mean, if you've now got to try and keep Bin safe on the top side of the map, it's only opening up for Weibo to try and play aggressive bot lane and start to get those dragons for himself.
And as we were talking about earlier, comparing the Shy's Aatrox to other ones, never mind, we got a dive coming out here in the mid lane. They don't even need to dive him, they throw him back away from the turret, and BLG get kill number 2.
Xiaohu's ult had just come back up, so I think the game plan there was
Try to take this Herald, but the Shy is coming.
Yep, the thing is, Xiaohu can't join up with the TP. They do find the chains of corruption here in the bottom lane, but now the Shy's ready to go and jump in on the fight. Weiwei getting back away, but now Bin's trying to bring him down. Shun's gonna be super low here too. Bin grabs the kill on Weiwei as they still can't kill Shun yet. The Shy finally picks it up, and now Xiaohu's ready to help his top laner try to turn it around. But Yagal's made his way into the fight. He won't find Abscond of Duck. The Shy sidesteps, and Bin's ready for the counter strike yet again. Arrow from across the map, but it goes between the uprights. The Shy and Xiaohu still seeing if there might be an angle for Yagal, but he can dash right back over the wall.
that was so incredibly close to breaking
Weiwei
up.
is a big deal.
Yeah, and I think as well, the fact that you're looking at, well, Xiaohu was able to get that turret plate in mid because Yago had to cover topside, but we're going to be looking at Ocean Dragon as BLG.
BLG throwing out the engage, and they immediately find the pick under Crisp, following the take of the objective. That was an Ocean Drake. So a reminder, we've teamed up with
Like the Varus Ashe.
Yep.
And it's been so much about this bot lane dominance. Weiwei up towards this top side. Shun's here as well, though.
Yeah, Shun just jumps over the wall. We're going to get 2 different 1v1s. So the Maokai ulti comes back up into the top lane, and now Bin's going to be the focus here at the very start. Vi ulti trying to buy enough time for the Jax, but it won't work. Arrow comes in from downtown, but Shun's got to run as Yagao wants to make his way up into the mix, but Xiaohu follows, and there's nothing left to find. The Shy on the Aatrox. Again, the resources for Weibo going into the top lane. Are hitting. A lot of these arrows are hitting. We got 20 seconds left until the turret plates fall. Weiwei fires off the ulti from all the way back in his own jungle. Elk's gonna tank the first one of those. Bin steps up for the counter strike. Immediate stun and immediate disengage. They don't want to allow the Shy to put that lead back into the bottom lane. Weiwei's the target, and BLG hit the mark. They're gonna follow it up with a stolen Maokai ulti as Shun's ready to engage with a Vault Breaker. Everfrost locks him down. BLG's going to town. The turret might get one back, but not quite yet. They almost get Shun away, but they'll trade it for Xiaohu nonetheless. First turret's gonna follow, and BLG come up you.
BLG says, Xiao, who do you think you are coming into our domain? Bot lane belongs to Bilibili.
He found nothing.
Meanwhile, back on live, Crisp is dead. Elk on a killing spree, 3-0-2 here on the Varus.
And this is where BLG are going to start to get dangerous, because we just said, hey, look, actually, where there's an Asho or a Varusol, the Yagao around the corner.
Yeah, the Shy's coming in. This is the power point for Weibo. This is the guy they want to try to play around. Beautiful stun on a Xiaohu as he tries to take the blast cone over the wall. Azir ultis fly back and forth as Xiaohu goes into the stasis, but he will not survive. Yagao takes the kill as the Shy spreads his wings, but the World Ender runs out. The volley, perma-slowing Weibo's members as they try to disengage this on, continuing putting the arrows into them. BLG don't need to chase it anymore. They already won. They got the Drake. They got the kill.
BLG, if they want to try to find any sort of way to come back.
Well, the Shy goes in for Shun here, but that could be a problem because Yagao is also nearby. He steals away the World Ender, and now he's ready to show the Shy how it's done. Shun gets the kill. The raid boss is down, and the loot goes over to BLG.
For that inevitable 4th dragon fight, and hope they can turn around something now.
Well, they're going to try to turn it on Bin. Xiaohu has his 2-item power spike. The Aatrox of the Shy doing the same. Bin's not long for this world. The Jax, again, it's been a rough game, a rough couple of games so far for Bin. 2-4-1 here on the Jax now. Can Weibo even get anything else with this, though? It kind of just looks like it's the pick, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, Shun was on.
They were stealing away the Maokai ulti as well, so in case Weibo tried to hard engage after that and punish them in any way, Yagao would be ready and set up to stop that engage. But yeah, that's the big marker. That Dragon Soul that's going to be coming up soon as Shun comes into the mid lane and things go from bad to worse for Light. That's his first death of the game as BLG pick him up.
And now they can potentially start up the Baron here. They see that Xiaohu's on bot side, so at least I think you want to force out the TP from Xiaohu. So you start hitting the Baron, but it's not the fast Baron. It is lethality AD carry here. This is not going to go down quickly, so Weibo don't need to panic.
All right, we're bringing in the TP.
They're getting low in the
Bin's
pit.
ready to join up here. On has taken a lot of damage from the Baron. Elk has taken a lot of damage from the Baron. The Shy's ready to fight these guys back as Yagao is down to 25% HP. Weiwei leads the charge with the arrow back over the wall coming in to support. Weibo will stop him here. BLG getting a little audacious with this Baron attempt.
That could have been a little bit worse for BLG.
It's a little bit of a poke war back and forth. The arrow misses from On's Ash, and that means it's an opportunity for Weibo to look for something, but they're not going to get it here just yet. Shun disengaging as the Chains of Corruption fly out. Now ready to re-engage back into the Shy. He'll get stunned up for the counter-strike. The Shy is down, and BLG got the kill. That's the most important player from Weibo, and BLG are in the driver's seat.
He never got the Gore Drinker off, so he never got that big activation of the health alongside the World Ender. So it means now BLG in position, Elk taking free shots. Chris is low alongside Weiwei.
The Varus and Ash, the two archers, just riddling these guys with arrows. Elk again with a piercing arrow over the wall. Bin coming in from behind. Weiwei wants to jump in, but the Maokai's just gonna get chopped. Bin's ready to bring it in as they have to disengage once more on Weibo's side. Summoner spells are down for life. Crisp is nearly dead too. Xiaohu's got no HP. Infernal Soul to BLG. Flash over the wall from Elk. A rampage for the Varus.
Elk goes hunting. The shoe is on the other foot now. Any opportunity for them to do it, and Yagao now going to throw out that ulti, just zone them off the tower.
Exactly. They've already got the cannon minions with the Baron buff. They're trying to get the opportunity to go in, but now a nice shuffle from Xiaohu. They're finally going to get the kill. Elk takes one with him as he dies. The Shy fighting Bin off to the side. The shutdown credit went back over to the Caitlyn, but Xiaohu dies right after. Yagao goes in a rampage. Blast Cone gets shun away for safety. It's a 2-for-1 trade. BLG still come out on top, but they're still trying to push here too. On is hurt.
The siege, it might be broken though, unless Bin can make it happen.
The Shy here in the front line, locked down. Sterix keeps him alive for an extra second. He's still trying to walk away, but Bin gets him. Counter-strike, flash forward into the double kill. Light tries to run away, but Bin is not done yet. Counter-strike still ready to go. He jumps back in for the triple kill. BLG bounce back in game number 2. Crisp is alive, but it's a Lux against the whole team. Shun forces him to flash back into the fountain now as BLG continue their push. They've only got a couple of minions, but the next wave is reinforcing. They don't quite have the energy to end it yet. They know Xiaohu.
Game, the top laner that falls behind early suddenly bounces back and has this miraculous recovery, but hang on.
Xiaohu going in, seeing if he might be able to pick off these stragglers. Yagao wanted to punish him for it, but no! The shutdown for Xiaohu takes out the enemy mid laner.
It's a good pick there from Weibo, but they're gonna need a lot more of that to be able to claw their really good spot. The Elder is going to be what everyone is looking towards. That is up in 2 minutes here, and Xiaohu in trouble.
Xiaohu, he made the pick earlier. He gets picked now. Shun finding him at the point-and-click power of the Vibe.
Yeah, I got greedy. Wanted the blue buff really badly there, and they just...
Standing, and BLG are keeping the push alive. The Maokai ulti finally summoned up for Weiwei, as they'll be able to force the retreat from BLG, if only for a moment. Elk and Shun stepping out of the way of the laser, as Elk tries to escape the Shy, but the Q3 Gore Drinker gets him kill credit going over to Weiwei. That's a big shutdown, as Bin falls too. It's 2 dead on the side of BLG, and Weibo might have found their chance. Vaultbreaker to disengage, On trying to escape from the Aatrox, but the Infernal Chains bring the pain. A shutdown over to Xiaohu.
When you need them most, it's the Shy for Weibo, showing up massive there. Finds the picks up. Weibo have started it, but Bin is behind him.
Bin is just pushing the wave right now.
This is bad.
He might just try to disengage it. What is going on? This is a mess. Bin will spend as much of their time as he can. Counter-strike to buy some time while the rest of the team goes after the Elder. Bin with his Onya's Hourglass to escape the ace in the hole. Weiwei's trying to go in and steal away the Elder Drake. They're going to kill him instead. Shun goes in a rampage, killing him. It's traded back away for Bin, but the Elder goes over to the remaining 4 players of BLG. It is a 4v4 for the next 45 seconds as Weibo will head back into the base and BLG continue the push.
But it's the Elder Dragon, and you've
that Elder Drake is so ferocious. Light takes a little bit of damage. The arrow spam's gonna come through. Maokai ulti lands. The Shy's your first target. Sterix ain't gonna save him. The Elder Dragon finds its first victim. Shurima Shuffle won't do it anyway. BLG will find the win, find the Nexus, and find their first game of the series.
BLG battle back strong in game number 2 off of the heroics from Elk and On in the bot lane. Really playing this one out well. Came out with this pick. The double 80 carries.
Here. So
is it Grace top?
That appears like it might be the case, my friends.
I think it's still swap. I think they still have 3 more seconds.
I'm not going to get ahead of myself here. Yeah, we're going to
This is obviously a throwback to like 2021 when EDG won, and this was like all the Flandre won with. But like, it is something that like in Chinese solo queue.
Caitlyn trap already on that ramp. This is the extra power of the Caitlyn to be able to stop your opponents from being able to engage in the fight the way they want to. Elk is up here now as well. BLG's full 5, Weibo's full 5. Keeper's verdict looking to make the ejection, but Elk with a save on. Wei jumps into the middle. He's stolen away the Rift Herald. Yagao wants to find him and get something back as Ben goes into the back line, but it's first blood over to Yagao. BLG might lose their mid laner now in response. He flashes away from the rain of arrows to stay alive. It's first blood for BLG, but objective over to Weibo.
The phase rush waddle was nearly effective for Wei, but yeah, but they don't have any vision.
All right, On's gonna try to keep him off. As the Drake is started up, Elk with a save, making sure that the Unleashed power cannot kill off the Caitlyn. Weibo know that they would be 4v5 in this. The Shy is their strongest dude, and he's on the other side of the Rift, so this should be Drake traded away for Herald. Weibo, again, continuing along this line of flood your team with as much gold as you can get, using the Rift Herald immediately here in the mid lane. Wanted to crack the tier 1 turret, but BLG is stepping up. The tier 1's gonna fall. Scatter the Weak misses. Now Yagao's ready to go in. He drops the smoke. They try to engage, but Weiwei's doing a great job stopping them. He immediately kills off Shun as Weibo try to regroup, and it's BLG not getting anything. Piercing arrow flies out to find Elk on the very back into the fight, but he's still at about half HP. They tried to punish him, tried to stop him. Elk nearly dies.
They tried to separate Weibo, but it came back to bite them. You can see Shun engaged onto the Poppy, thinking, hey, if I can keep this Poppy from getting that steadfast presence.
But they need another wave to finish it off.
They'll be able to keep this pressure up, though. Bin coming in over the wall will be spotted, but honestly, for the moment, with Weibo positioned like this, Weibo in the front, it's not impossible for BLG to get in, especially when Yago has no flash, has to use the stun.
The engage coming out from the buy as Shun just immediately gets shut down, but they will trade him away for Weiwei. Both junglers out of the picture, but Weibo still gets that tier 1 turret, the objective that they came for, going even on kills.
And that's...
Their AD's not with them, though. Elk's in a bit of an awkward spot, and Yagao's threatening the flank.
Elk's coming around from the side. Caitlyn traps have been placed down, but Weiwei's always going to be the guy eating the cupcake. Ocean Drake started up. A little bit of poke coming out as On loses half HP. Yagao posing a threat here from the side. Wants to try to distract him long enough here for the Drake to be claimed by the rest of the team, but Shun's going to be killed. Weiwei's in the pit. Light kills off Shun. The Drake will be claimed by Weibo, and the fight's still going. Ben wants to fight back, but he ain't going to find anybody here just yet. Ocean Drake over to Weibo finally as Weiwei goes in for the tackle onto On, but he won't get him as he goes back over the wall, and now Yagao having to run from the Shy. It's a 12-gauge goodbye, and the Shy and Weibo take the fight.
It was entirely spread out, but the fact that Yagao could not get access...
We'll see if BLG can get here in time.
BLG trying to close the distance to this objective, but... Chris picks that one up, Baron over to Weibo.
And what a sick composition for Weibo to come out with in game number 3. Ton of squish. Weiwei then steps up, and Weiwei's going again!
We're already back into live as the Kalista ulti is going to be used to save On. Elk kiting back, trying to get the distance here. The Shy's ulti doesn't have the damage there to kill off the BLG AD carry. But remember that Bin's still dead for another 10 seconds. Enchanted Crystal Arrow is found. Yagao, the follow-up CC, scatter the weak! And Yagao is the one who eats another face full of buckshot. The Shy absolutely dominating this game here in the grave.
And there's just nothing standing between them and the base now. Weibo pushing down mid, getting closer and closer to pushing this series towards match point. BLG have got no answer.
Right as Bin comes back to life, Yagao gets picked off, and it feels like BLG just has
difficult to try and find that answer. We already saw how desperate they looked trying to take the tier 1 on boss, and now they need to try and defend the tier 2, but it's gone.
Here's the TP though. This is going to be the final fight, I think, potentially.
All right, Yagao needs to find a massive angle here as immediately it's like getting engaged on with a Vi ulti, followed up from the damage with Yagao. Weiwei now trying to get away, but Bin leads the charge here in the A-truck. Shun can't keep chasing any further. Chris trying to escape the Akali, but he can't do it quite yet. Bin has no damage, has no chance, has no right to be there in that bottom lane when Weibo's this far ahead.
The Shy is styling on the...
Dale, you can really only hurt him with the Akali when he builds like this, but that's not going to be a viable plan. Again, they have to try to keep these guys safe, but it's so difficult when the power of Weibo is so far past what they've got. BLG forced back into their own jungle, control over the bot side river for Weibo, control over the Drake for Weibo. Yagao and On trying to come in as Shun's going to be stopped. The steadfast presence, they knock him right back out of the pit. Bin's been killed by Chris, bomb to the left. The Shy goes in. On gets safe for a moment, but now Elk could pay the price. The Shy continuing the chase with Wei right behind him as Yagao went into the back looking for life, but the Akali has no damage. He can't get the assassination. It's the Drake. It's 2 kills. A TP up into the base. They do not want to stop yet. The 2-man TP. On should drop here next. Xiaohu hits him with the orb. Weibo, the Game 3 draft. 3 different marksmen, 1 frontliner, and a 13-4 absolute obliteration of BLG. Weibo move on to match point.
And 1 game away from reaching finals. What a performance from Weibo.
They have been incredible today. Nowhere was safe for BLG. They retreated to the base with a double TP behind them to seal the D. Here in the top lane, if you can get Shun up towards that top lane and kill off the Shy, force his cleanse, you can all of a sudden take those all-ins. You can win 100-0 plays as the Jackson in this matchup if the Quinn does not have his cleanse. So it's going to be really, really interesting. And maybe he's not even going to go. Maybe he'll just play that TP. He gets the message, but he couldn't push in the wave. He actually had to back off, and he's going to have to spend his TP on a completely screwed top wave to try to crash that in because he didn't have any info on where Wei was. So it's definitely a tough spot now for Bin. Spends that TP, is walking back, and we'll see if he can fix it as they're taking Dragon.
They're taking Dragon, but Weiwei's at half HP. Yagal's rotating over. Shun ready to come in over the wall. Weiwei should drop here. The flash has already been used. He wants to try to re-engage, but they have the damage to bring him down. First blood money goes over to Elk, and now Crisp has to try to flash to get away over the wall. Shun's in hot pursuit, and he needs a little bit more for the CC. The Heimerdinger is stunned up and gunned down. Elk gets the first 2 kills of the game.
That is massive. Getting those kills for Elk is such a big deal, putting him nearly 700 gold ahead of Light.
And now topside.
Oh, Bin's going in. The Shy tries to get away from it. He'll survive the all-in attempt. He knows he can't go much further than just those couple of auto attacks here for the follow-up. As On wants to go on a magical journey. He takes a lot of damage, but he gets away in time. Light down to 400 HP too, as Elk has the red-white guns, and Crisp has no flash. Elk just follows him through the tunnel and buries him there.
Skeet shooting in the tunnel, knocks him out of the sky there. Elk on a killing spree now in the bot lane. And
up there were pings coming out from Weibo on the ward in the middle of top lane that Yagao would have been able to teleport to and find a further counterattack. So BLG call it off.
Chris though, still stepping up, doesn't have flash, they know that.
Shun, nice aim on the Sejuani ult. He's gonna lock down Crisp, and Yagao gets the kill. Money for the carries. BLG finding it 4 times in the first 10 minutes.
Nicely done. And that plate that just went down mid, I don't think anyone was actually in range to get it, but Elk potentially in trouble.
Yeah, Elk had to pop the cleanse already, trying to get away from Light. Now flashing to try to escape Xiaohu. The follow-up, the unleashed power. Xiaohu gets a big shutdown, but it'll cost his life to get it done. Yagao should be the one picking up the money here, and BLG makes it an even trade.
Good punch there from Weibo, but it's a great counter punch, and now Bin, you gotta play this mind game. Can he actually use that counter strike properly?
Well, survives for now, but the Shy and Weiwei are not done yet. Still stepping up, still chasing him away. He's gonna lose these minions to the turret.
This though is Weibo saying, hey look, we're not even looking at Dragon.
Maybe gonna get chased down a bit now though, we'll see.
Yep, the Shy's going after him, but because of the fact that he went those plated steel caps, he gets away for now. On with a Tempered Fate, follows it up with a Binding. Only stuns up Weiwei as Crisp walks away from it.
Yeah, good guy Weiwei trying to get in front of it there a little bit, but there's the ult.
Magical Journey's already been summoned, but the chain CC is extreme. On goes on the journey anyway. He gets away all the way back behind the turret, and Weibo's best efforts still come up a little short.
But the thing is, you're preventing BLG.
This is why on Bard you can go these tankier builds, right? He's going Relic Shield, not Stall Thieves, but
Shun stunned up. Arctic Assault back over the wall, has to flash away so the Syndra can't follow it up with anything else. Unleashed power on its own was not enough to secure the kill. The Herald ends up wasting its time on the minions, and that means no value comes out of this objective just yet. They shut it down before the charge.
And now Shun is low, so if you're Weibo, you push mid, go for a Dragon.
and then he Q'd you again.
And I think a large portion of that is the fact that the bot lane isn't going the way it should for Light and Crisp. The early Dragon fight really caught the Shy out, and this is going to catch him as well.
Yep, Yagal's coming up to try to get the punish here on the Quinn. As Bin jumps in for a little bit more. Shockwave, nice moves from the Shy, but they ain't nice enough. Yagal goes on a killing spree.
And now you got Rift Herald that's just spawned as well, so at least you get a second attempt here for BLG to crack that into one of the turrets, but Bin is already cracking heads in the top side. He's going to be
mid if they want. They can threaten in towards this mid-tier 1 as well if Weibo were to start up the Herald. But On is here to help.
Oh, they find the Tempered Fate. On getting in position. Immediate Sejuani ulti over the wall. The Shy just gets punished. huge moves coming out for BLG. It's going to set Bin up to be able to take out this tier 2 turret. That's the enemy top laner down. That's so much of that mobility around the map removed.
It's given Nivea vibes for the top laner at the moment, but in mid.
Oh, nice shutdown coming out for Weibo. It's Xiaohu getting the kill as Elk is ignited and forced to fall back all the way underneath the tier 1 turret. TP coming in now to try to help him out, help make this defense. Tier 1 turret not dead just yet. Bin has arrived, takes a little damage as soon as he gets there. The charge, tier 1 turret finally breaks. That's 4 turrets to 2 for the side of BLG.
And Yagao was pushing bot lane, and now they're going to TP on the Shy.
The Shy's the target. Magical Journey coming out for On as they immediately arrive with a TP from Yagao. No way out for the Quinn. The arrow comes in from a long way away, but it's not enough. Another kill over to BLG, 8-2 now.
3 straight TPs from Yagao, resulting in kills. Mr. Worldwide for BLG right now. Force Weibo come in and then look for picks.
I think it's also been a great performance from On as, okay, there we go, Xiaohu nearly gets the same treatment, but here comes the handsome support.
It's flash for flash, and Xiaohu's gone. On shows up again, the Bard anywhere and everywhere, all of the time, getting him another kill.
And that's exactly what I was going to say, is that On feels like he's been everywhere. He's been covering topside, he's been roaming mid. On has had a fantastic game on this Bard, and he's been such a big playmaker for BLG. Now he's getting to make his name in the semifinals to see if he can take down Weibo here.
Weibo feel like they gotta do something. The Baron's already down to 5,000 HP. Bin's coming in, goes for the stun. Weiwei's found out immediately. Tempered Fate to lock down the enemy jungler. Sejuani ulti's not gonna hit a target. Weiwei still being focused. Elk grabs the kill on him as Bin's going in, looking to chase the Shy all the way out of the fight. Still 2 dead on the side of Weibo, but Xiaohu's about to respawn, and he has TP once he does. Right back onto the Baron go BLG, as On could be in some trouble. He tries to get away from the Harrier procs, but he has to go on a magical journey to do it. BLG are losing HP, and now they have to continue to disengage. Light taking a lot of damage from Yagao. He pops the cleanse, but Yagao dunks him with the ball. Now On might finally die here in the back line, but not quite yet. The Shy will drop instead, and Elk's coming to join the party. BLG only lose their support, and they ace Weibo.
Yagao is just going crazy. It's Yagao for BLG. Popping here, Bin gonna be zoning out Weiwei. There's no way in.
Yep, it might be full HP versus 20% HP, but Jax versus Rel, that's going to favor Jax every single time. Hit him with the helicopter and take the Baron as the prize. BLG are primed to win this game.
There was no other way than this series to go the distance when you look.
To find any sort of a chance to punish these guys. On again, just so slippery on the Bard. Impossible for them to lock this guy down. 1 death so far the entire game as the Shy gets caught jumping in out of the base gate. Immediately followed up with a Sejuani ulti. The damage over the wall from Elk is enough. It's a 5v4 and BLG is kicking in the door against Weibo. The damage on Light is enough with the shockwave, and that should do it. 2 more down. 2 left to go. BLG want silver scrapes, and they're gonna take it right here. Chris and Xiaohu can do nothing to defend. The Nexus turrets are reduced to dust, and we are going the distance. It's time for Game 5.
There was no other way that this series could have ended. Game 5 is on the cards. We've seen the ups, we've seen the downs of both of these teams, but only one of them will get to advance to the World Finals. And I will play that front line for you.
Also has a 100% win rate on it this year, 5-0 on the pick. But it's been so interesting because there's been multiple LPL top laners that you're expecting more of that kind of tank style from. Obviously, K'Sante has been really big all worldwide, but 369 as well was like Mr. Ornn, right? And they maybe get a little bit of a less preferential base, but Shun gets to steal the camp for free, and he could look for a Azir.
Well, Bin with a nice little knockback onto the Shy, but unfortunately doesn't have a lot of mana left to
yeah.
work with. Now hold on, Xiaohu in some trouble here. Gets stunned up. Yagao following up with the damage, and now the chase gets paid its first blood over to Yagao. Meanwhile, back in the bottom lane, the 2v2 breaks out. On's in some trouble. So much damage pours in, and Light pierces his heart.
Nicely done. They got that kill on the bot side on. But I was watching on the minimap. I saw the Q flash come through from Shun. I have to think that Xiaohu flashed into the wall.
6. The power of the Maokai ulti, if they want to set up one of these dives, if they want to go for one of these plays. Maokai also being a champion who has an aggro drop in his Twisted Advance to further facilitate those dives. And here they go. On throws out the binding, but it's not going to be enough just yet. Elk uses the cleanse, but he's not the target just yet. On having a flash, but he still dies. Elk's going to be hunted down, and Light gets a double kill. Weibo are running the bottom lane.
That is huge for Weibo, but the Shy needs to try and hold on to this top side. He'll be fine, but the fact you now get the kills for the Kalista, the control finally for Weibo on this bot.
Through everyone. BLG, though, going to try to make a counterplay up on top side. They have the Herald, and Elk has made the move.
They see Wei here with the Gromp, so they know if nothing else, he might try to rotate up here and help this. They're waiting in the tri-brush. They're going to go for Wei instead. The binding doesn't hit him. Wei just flashes out over the wall. He'll stay safe here, and the minion wave won't last long enough to try to convert it into a play on the Shy. Meanwhile, bottom lane, there's just nothing to be said about the Kalista and Renata pressure from BLG. They can't answer these two champions. Laser over the wall, stops the Shy from any sort of a back, but Shun doesn't have an angle to go in here and try to force a dive. There's no minion wave, and bottom is still losing plates. Shun is still hanging around. They're really trying to hard force this, but the Ornhorn is summoned up. On gets knocked up into the air. The light binding finds the enemy Ornn, but there's no way they can follow it up with enough damage here just yet. Wei in the Shy, still trying to hold on as Shun has to walk away, and BLG just fizzles.
A strong late game champion, but of course you still then have to be getting that past all those frontliners.
Okay, nicely done from Bin. He waited for the Bellows breath so the Shy would not be able to immune the ulti, but now he's looking to keep this going. He goes unstoppable again. Flashback over the wall from the Shy. Q3 comes out from Bin. He doesn't have enough damage just quite yet, but the Cassante takes him down. It's a solo kill for Bin.
It's a dash, bash, but Bin is able to come out on top, and now, with that struggle, they're coming in for mid lane as well.
They go for the Maokai ulti. They find Shun here in the front as they follow it up with a hostile takeover. Oh, it's going to be the first kill, and Weibo are looking for more. They chase after the Sejuani, who does not have his Arctic armor or the Aftershock any longer, but they won't find anything else. Xiaohu still potentially looking here. He has the ulti available, way down to half HP, but they got to be careful on the other side too. Shun also half health from the Sejuani, Light on the Kalista. While back to live, the Shy is the target yet again. It's a 3-man collapse, make it 4 with a TP. Yagao goes to the skies, the Shy goes to the dirt. Elk gets the kill.
The Shy was way overextended. Look where the rest of Weibo are on the map. They're not pushed up, they're not in position to go for Dragon, and that's just a...
It'll create an immense amount of pressure on BLG for the rest of it. You still don't have the fully evolved Muramana for Yagao's Jace. Lux Laser flies out and finds Light, but that's it. Sejuani ultimate goes right between two, as now the Maokai ulti's waiting for the counterattack, and Bin TP's into the middle. The Shy's not going to find his engage here yet. Hostile takeover hits the Cassante, and meanwhile the Ornhorn flies over the top. Binding almost finds Light, but not quite yet. The Shy's here tanking up in the front, but he's gonna die. Elk gets the kill, and the Shuffle tries to buy a little bit more time. Crisp is gonna be shot through the head as On kites Light away. A double kill back over to Elk, and now it's BLG crushing Weibo. Yagao with an accelerated shock blast, and he'll cut down the tree. Xiaohu at least takes Bin, and he might get a second. The Emperor of Shurima will die before the third as Elk takes Light out of the picture, and BLG get the ace.
BLG take over at the Dragon. They make the fight happen. Coming in from all angles where you need it.
Right back into live, right back into a fight. Maokai ulti flies out, and Shun's under a lot of pressure. The damage flies into the Sejuani, and he dies as hostile takeover finds Yagao. He's shuffled back into Weibo. Massive shutdown over to Light. Weibo just found everything.
How the hell did they find them at all there? Weibo come back in. They play around the choke, and they're onto the Baron.
Baron started up. 5v3. Bin, Elk, and On have to try to pull off the defense. The Shy down to 10% HP. Weiwei's going to be taken low too. Bin stoning the rest out as the Shy will finally fall. Kalista with a ton of spears into the Baron as Elk is under pressure from Xiaohu. Bin is all out, but he's only one man. He goes back in and he finds the kill, but it's still Baron over to Weibo. It's still Bin about to go back over to Weibo. It's Weibo all day.
Weibo get the Baron, they get the kills. On, searching, not gonna have enough damage to knock them down. They're going to TP in. They want to try to keep the chase going, but there's nothing to chase. They're going to be able to get out, and it's that pick on Yagao on Shun.
That opportunity alongside Light to get to the World Champions for a while.
Shun wants to go in on the Shy. He lands the 20 ulti, but the Bellows breath manages to get through it. They fire off their own counterattack on Weibo's side, and Bin's looking like a pin cushion. He disengages, but barely stays alive. Crisp now nearly killed. Shun also at death's door. BLG will hold on, but they are critically low. Weibo still looking for an opportunity to re-engage. Only Crisp is really threatened here. Xiaohu taking a lot of poke. Now has to eat the ace in the hole as well. Crisp could not tank that for him, as now a TP is coming in. Weibo still trying to get themselves out. Bin wants something. He sees Wei behind him, pushes him back, wants to go for the all-out, but he won't knock him through the terrain. Bin still in hot pursuit, trying to find a knock-up, trying to find a knockback, won't find a damn thing. BLG hold the line.
And now it might come down to a
Shy
smite
is
fight.
OTP.
They're rushing it. The Shy is bottom. There's no teleport available for the Ornn, and Maokai still has no ulti. Wei's the target. They gotta try to keep him away. The Cassante focusing the enemy jungler, going all out to take him all the way to the other side of the jungle. Bin will likely die for this, but they get the Baron on the side of BLG. Weibo get one kill back, but what else can they find?
Really gutsy call there from BLG. The Shy makes a critical mistake. He shows bot. They have full mid lane prio. If you don't bet back for this, you're going to lose a lot.
The Shy has already lost a lot. He's already lost 2/3 of his HP. Shun staying after him, finds the slow, but no more so far. Xiaohu on the flank might have an opportunity here for a pincer. Wei's going to be taken low, flashes back over the wall, just barely staying alive. Xiaohu's got the Sun Disc. He'll stay protected thanks to that.
But they can't stop the base.
Still at about half. Some ulti still spent. Light does not have Kalista ulti ready to use here in this fight. Wei's gonna get jumped on. Bin goes in. He's all out. He takes the enemy jungler away back over the wall, but he escapes into the Sun Disc. The Lux ulti comes over the top, and Bin is unstoppable. But what about the fight back in the Drake pit? The handshake onto Shun, who flashes away to stay alive. The dragon is secured. It's stolen away. Kalista of Light manages to steal the soul. And Yagao wants to turn around, but he can't do it. Light's gonna go up and it's a double kill back over to the Kalista as Xiaohu kills Bin. It is so many dead on BLG.
It's Light who secures it, but it's Crisp with the hostile takeover that pushes Shun out, that buys
The bot lane for BLG needs to make the miracle hold.
It's 15 seconds on Shun. It's Caitlyn Lux against everything. The minions are still coming. The Shy taking a little bit of damage here. They're going to be stunned up. No damage enough just yet. Finally, the Shy's going to drop on an Elk. Still holding on. A little bit more damage from the Luxy. Handshake back at Elk, but he ain't going to die just yet. Shun comes in, but he will not find the ulti connection. They're still getting away. Xiaohu, the ace in the hole comes through, but Crisp does a good job blocking it. Shun still chasing. Light is down. Crisp and Xiaohu running away. TP's coming in. Yagao wants some. Accelerated shot blast doesn't hit, but Crisp is slow. Renata doesn't get away from these. Bailout's not going to bail anything just yet. And Yagao with a counter punch.
BLG have to push and they have to try to do something right now. They can't afford to let anyone get away because the soul is going to be there for good, but they have no wave. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to get anything really much off this. Now they're going down mid. They can't stop the Azir, so he'll get back to base. And Yagao is not with the team, does not have TP, so it's just going to be that tier 2 mid. It's not nearly enough.
If Xiaohu had gone down,
just have to be on their edge of their seats for either side. Horn summoned. Light Binding's not going to block anybody. Instead, they're just going to collapse it. Ornn is dead. Hostile takeover locks down Shun. It's 2 kills back over to Weibo. BLG is on the run.
That's it.
And Weibo is on the victory march.
They're going to push here. They're going to go for it.
Weibo have the Nexus in their sights. The super team needed to come alive, and semifinals is where they look to do it.
BLG 3v5. It would take more than a miracle to hold him off here. Bin with a handshake back into the team. He's not going to live through this one. Xiaohu throws out their soldiers, and Yagao loses Guardian Angel. Bin trying to find a little bit of damage onto the Shy, but it ain't going to be enough as Elf tries to go forward with a 90 caliber net, but it doesn't matter. It won't do a damn thing. Weibo, through all the doubt, through all the disbelief, will earn their place in the finals.
The haters are silenced as Weibo find the victory against BLG in Game 5. And for the first time since 2018, the Shy will go back to finals. From 2019, Crisp will go back to finals. And what a fantastic way to do it.
And Xiaohu, one of the most legendary LPL players of all time, will, for the first time in his career, play on the World Finals stage. Will have the opportunity to get that World Championship, the capstone to his career, the last thing that he hasn't achieved just yet. And what an incredible run.